Okay, this is the diffusion lab. If you missed it, I'm going to go over what happened during the diffusion lab, and then you'll have to fill out the CER. So you'll have to probably come get one of those from me. Okay, so we set up these beakers. In this beaker, we put starch and water in the bag, and the inside the bag started off white because starch is white. And then we put iodine outside the bag. And then in this bag, we put glucose plus water, and then let it set in kind of a water beaker. And that's the iodine and the glucose. Okay, and then we left it sit for quite a while. And then we wanted to see if this sandwich baggie was selectively permeable. Will it let some things enter and other things not to enter or exit the bag? So it let iodine get in because if iodine comes into contact with starch, it turns the starch purple or black. So the iodine went into the bag there. How we tested for glucose was those pea strips. If you remember those pea strips. And we can open the bag on this one to see if the glucose got into the bag, if we put the glucose in the beaker. Or we can test the solution in the beaker if we had glucose inside the bag and to see if it got out. So it didn't matter how we set it up, whether we put glucose inside the bag or glucose outside the bag. We can still test with this pea strip to see if it turns brown. So here's what happened with the glucose. Again, the iodine can go in or out of the bag. And again, we can see that because of it turned purple. If we reverse it and put starch outside the bag and iodine in the bag, then the iodine will cross and go out. This one, the pea strips don't turn brown. So it doesn't matter whether glucose is inside the bag or outside the bag. It doesn't cross the membrane because the pea strips stay green. Meaning if I test it out here, it's just going to be green. If I put glucose out here and then open up the bag, it's still going to be green inside the bag, the pea strip, because glucose can't get in and out. It's too big. Okay, so what the claim was this baggie selectively permeable. The evidence, you should talk to me about what happened to iodine. Did it cross? And what happened? How can you tell? What happened to glucose? Did it cross? And how can you tell? And then for the reasoning, I want you to tell me why this lab was diffusion and not osmosis. Key thing that you need to understand there, water did not move anywhere. We didn't have water move in or out of this bag. We didn't have water move in or out of this bag. And in order for osmosis to happen, you have to have water movement across a membrane. And a lot of kids don't think this is a membrane. They think you have to have a cell membrane. But that does count as a membrane. It doesn't have to be a cell. It can be a sandwich baggie.